Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I have changed the blade over, as several people said that the other blade that we were using last week, a lot of people have been having issues using that one with courseplay, so I've gone for a standard blade, and I've also set it to the actual width that the blade is, and so far it seems to be doing okay. I've not had any problems with it, and if we just take a look here, we're on 19% compacted, and that's gone up from 10%. So it's going to take a little while because we did fill the clamp up, but overall, I don't think it's doing too bad. I think this clamp is actually about 300,000 litres in total to be full, and so that one probably is as well. So, no, 3 million litres would be full. So yeah, it's a lot of silage in here, and it's going to take a little while. I'm just going to, that one can carry on doing what it's doing, and I'm going to flick over to the Rollin TB320, which is the invented tractor that we have been using to do our ploughing. I've done some more ploughing. We still have a little bit left to do, but most of the ploughing is now finished, and I just don't get bored of doing ploughing like this. This is absolutely awesome. So, the ploughing in the field with all the John Deeres, that's now finished, so we'll probably get rid of the John Deeres now soon. I've got the little Zeta that is working away in another field. I'll just make this a little bit bigger. You can see in field 17, that one is working away. It's gotten about a quarter of the way across now. It's still going strong. No problems with that one whatsoever, so we'll just sort of leave that one carrying on. I did just make sure that everything was okay with it and start it up again, obviously. Before I started recording. My weekly question, I asked you all, this huge field that we're ploughing up here, did you want me to plant this one with sugar beet, and then field 14, which is the one that we silaged, did you want me to do sugar beet up here and grass on field 14, or did you want me to do grass up here on the big field and then do sugar beet on field 14, which is technically the biggest field on the map? We're just making a bigger one. So yeah, do you want sugar beet or grass up here on this absolutely huge field? And I guess I shouldn't have been surprised at the results. I mean, I was a little bit. I did think that it would be sort of more of an even spread. But I had 3,402 responses to this question. I am just driving up through here because I just want to double check that we've actually ploughed everything up through here, and I did catch it all on the last turn back down. If I lift that, am I going to go even faster? Not really. So yes, 3,402 people voted. Of the 3,402, 929 want me to do grass in this field here, the absolute biggest field, and do sugar beet on the smaller field, whereas 2,473 people want me to do sugar beet here on this huge field and then do grass on the smaller field. Right, we are going to have the mother of all sugar beet harvests up here on the big field. It is going to be enormous. It is going to be phenomenal. Absolutely just incredible that this sugar beet harvest is going to be the biggest sugar beet harvest any of you have ever seen. Well, I think the biggest any of you. Some of you may have seen bigger. You never know. And I suspect at some point on this very channel you will see a bigger sugar beet harvest. Just not yet. So, yeah, we got to do sugar beet up here, which means that we got to plant sugar beet on here, and we've got to plant grass on the other field. So I'm going to just lower that one down and whoa. And yeah, so we just got to finish ploughing this field. It's not going to take us very long now to finish ploughing this, so we can just do that. And while we do this, my next weekly question is very simple. We're growing sugar beet here on this field now, so what are we going to do with the sugar beet? Are we going to sell it, or are we going to make a pile of it? And it is going to be quite a pile. One thing I don't know, because I know that there are some issues on 4x on larger maps with conveyor belts, so it might be difficult to pick it all up again. I mean, I like the idea of a huge pile of sugar beet. I think it would be absolutely fantastic. I'm actually I've got an idea for where we can go and put the sugar beet, and I think it would make it even more interesting doing it like that, because there is a good chance we may not be able to pick it up again, which is gonna well, actually we could do it with a wheel loader or something like that, so we might be able to pick it up again. We'll wait and see on that. But yeah, do you want me to just sell it directly, or do you want me to stockpile it somewhere on the map? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. And don't worry if you are having some issues with the vote. It's a YouTube thing, and they know about it. There's something being done about it. I think it's already been fixed for some people, but yeah, just comment in the comment section as well about which one you want. You can still influence other people on how you want the vote to run. So we've got a few mud patches in this field. We have almost finished doing the ploughing here. The mud patches do slow us down a bit, don't they? So as soon as we finish doing the ploughing, the next step is we got to start sowing some seeds. Now, I'm not actually going to start planting the sugar beet here this episode. I've got something to do in the other field. We want to get the grass planted because I'd like to get started on being able to get cows. Now, I've decided that with this extreme series, with this completely, utterly true to real life, absolute realistic series that we're doing right here, is I'm not going to spend ages on any one map. So I'd like to get at least cows done on this map. So I know that I asked you all if we would be doing just cows or if we would do all the animals, and I might just, go and get a load of the other animals, just so that we've got some on here. We can take a quick look, but I'll probably concentrate on maybe we'll just move the herd of cows or something like that. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet, because I don't want to spend ages on one map. Ages on one map is not what we want to do. The pigs is going to be really easy. We can easily deal with pigs. Water is fairly simple to move around. We can just set something up with a water tower and then emptying one vehicle whilst filling another vehicle. It does work. I've done it on standard maps, and it works really well. So you don't have to worry about the water. You just the water will fill continuously. The only issue might be that we need to I am actually ploughing all of the rest of it here, the entire swath. Yeah, it might be that the pigs drink the water, or any of the animals drink the water faster than we can pour it into them. And I'm not quite sure how to adjust flow rates. It is something I will have to have a look at. Right, let's turn off plough anywhere, lift the plough, fold the plough. There is our ploughing done. This tractor has done admirably well. I'm very pleased with it. It's definitely a tractor that we're going to keep. I've no intention of putting this one back to how it's supposed to be anytime soon. So let me just put that one right there. And I could hear a really loud roaring sound outside. I don't know if that came up on the microphone, but I think it was a low-flying helicopter or something. But anyway, we're going to stop that one right there. Let's just go through and check on this one. Oh, he's now turning in circles. Quite why he's turning in circles, I don't really know, but we're just going to leave it go. It'll figure something out eventually, I'm sure. Is it just going to stay forever turning in circles on this little bit? Let's not get involved. I think it's best if we just choose not to get involved on this one. So we want to go this way, and I'm looking for... Oh, by the way, the big bud over here, we now have 4.8 million litres of fertiliser in that trailer. It's still filling. It's doing grand. Our tractor is doing a wonderful job here. It's getting through this field. I really do like the fact that it's doing this. Is awesome. Right, so yeah, we don't want to worry about those. We don't want to do any of those. What was it that I wanted? One of these. So we want one of these. So I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to press F11, and I'm going to drop this one up that end up there. That's where we're going to go with that one. And then I'm going to go down to the shop, and we're going to buy... Now, someone suggested this idea, and I thought that's actually a really good idea. So I've tried it, and it's not anywhere near as successful as I'd hoped. Now, all of this is just going to go for standard, so we will buy that one. the modifications that I have made to this have not worked out anywhere near as well as I hoped. But they've kind of worked. I've had game has not been saved. Actually, you know what? We'll save the game just in case, because this might cause some issues. Yeah, so we've got this little Massey Ferguson tractor here, and I've made some changes to it. I've increased the weight of the tractor, so it presses down more. The brakes and, well, obviously the speed is up considerably more than it was. The brakes are a lot more savage. I just take my foot off the accelerator and it does slow down a lot. If I press the brakes, he slows right down. I've managed to find out how to increase the weight of the tractor, which has also helped. As in the actual model of itself in the Giants editor. But there are issues with the tractor that I haven't been able to get right. And so what I want to do is I want to take this one up here as well, like that. And we'll take this one over here. So yeah, somebody said that they would like to see me doing some of the planting with the biggest seed drill on one of the smallest tractors that I could get. So that is what I have done. So I'll just move this old battle tractor out of the way. I love these battle tractors. They are fantastic. I think we'll have to ram the tractors into each other at some point so we can actually have... Ooh. Okay, that's actually a very cool sound for closing it all down. Yes, this tractor. Someone suggested that we should have a small tractor. You can see, because of the way that I've increased the weight, there's so many different settings that I haven't altered that I really don't know what I'm doing. So it's been very much a guess. So the weight of the tractor being increased has helped a little bit, but he's drifting around a bit. And you can see he's now sliding. And it's because of the angles and everything else. So there are some serious issues with this. So if anybody knows about modding and how we would go about making the settings for this tractor, well, not necessarily this one, maybe one that doesn't have so many options so it would be easier to alter and adjust. How would you go about making it into a tractor that we can use as one that the size and power of the battle tractor or the Big Bud or something like that? I have done my best. I've altered the weight of the tractor. I've altered the power of the tractor, the speed of it, so that we do have it going faster. But there are a lot of things that it's still not doing right. It's still drifting around, and I'm not sure what else I need to be changing on it. My skill at altering mods is very, very limited. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff that I don't know how to do. And so I'm hoping that someone out there knows more about it than I do. Well, I know that there are lots of people that know more about this than I do, and could make a alteration to a tractor, or make me a tractor that we have. I want a really small one like this. It's kind of like a Massey 35, this thing is. And it doesn't really... So it's fantastic. And what I want is I want this one to work. Oh, no, I don't want the AI vehicle extension. Definitely not. We want just standard AI on this one. And it's still drifting. And because of the angle of the ground, it's not doing... at the moment, it's not doing anything at all. Go on, you can do this. And yeah, it's the angle of the ground. I've got the power to pull this, I know, because I've tested it and it worked. But what it's not doing is actually working. So yeah, you can see some of my issues. Let's just stop that a second, and if I start folding it up, maybe we can move forward a bit. We might have to go to the middle of the map and we'll get a battle tractor working on something. I'll just keep driving forward a second. So you see what I've intended to do with this. You can see the original intent for what I was going to do with this mod, and how we were going to move forward with trying to do some of this stuff. It's now not moving at all. I mean, I thought that this would be absolutely hilarious. I mean, it is hilarious. When you watch this thing actually moving, it's brilliant. It does move it around. Right, I tell you what, we'll just move it. If I go F11, I'll move it to the top up here, so that we got a better chance of doing something with it. There we go. Because if it's not down in a valley, I think we've got a better chance of doing this. Why aren't you moving? You were moving just now. Come on. Let's back it up a bit, maybe. Give me a few minutes. Right, I have managed to get it moving at last. I had to jump it around the map a little bit. So as you can see, you look at it drifting and everything. I'm issuing a plea to experienced modders out there. We would like a small tractor. I don't care what small tractor it is. It absolutely doesn't matter. I would prefer someone who can modify their own one, because I kind of don't like the idea of someone modifying someone else's property and then sharing it with me for me to use. Obviously I'm not gonna issue it as an upload or anything, but at the same time I still kind of don't like that idea, because it's something that we want to avoid in general. So if I go, I'm just gonna go like angled here or something, and we'll try. What's it gonna do now that I've stopped? Oh no, it is doing it. So we are actually able to do this. It's not very successful. If there are any modders out there who have a tractor of any kind, it's got to be a small tractor. The smaller, the better. And you're able to modify it so that it has the same power and weight ratios and pulling power and all the rest of it as something like the Big Bud, that would be absolutely fantastic. I would, yeah, you'll get mentions, you'll get whatever you want. Well, I say whatever you want. You will certainly get mentions. You get links to your channels, your social media pages, anything like that. This is a plea to the modding community. Can you make me a tractor of this kind of size that has all the abilities of something like the Big Bud? I want it to be able to pick up 3-point linkage items as well. It's kind of going to be like a super tractor. It would not be shared. I will point that out. This is not for me to distribute this mod. It is you, the creator. It's up to you how the mod is distributed. But yeah, I want a completely unrealistic. I mean, it's fantastic. I can tow this thing around. But it keeps pulling us. It does it in weird ways. And there's like issues here that obviously need fixing. So yeah, if there's something that anybody knows how to do, I would be so grateful, and it is going to be so awesome. We could use it for all kinds of things. It would be kind of become a permanent feature in our unrealistic series. I mean, if we got a private tractor that was designed for us for something like this, I think it could be like a permanent feature in this series. So if there's anyone out there that wants a permanent mod in my series with a permanent link to social media pages of your choice, in the comment section of every single video that we use it in, get in touch with me, show me a mod, show me what you got. I would love to see it. It'd be absolutely fantastic. It really would. It'd be awesome. Right, I think we've had enough of this one for now. We can use this for other things, okay? This tractor is able to be used for other things at the moment, the changes that I've made to it. If and when we're able to get the small tractor of my dreams, we will revert this one back to its standard configurations. We don't need to continue on with it like this. So we're just going to stop that one for a moment, and we are now going to pop up to the battle tractor up here, start this bad boy up, and I think it's about the middle of the lower end of field 14. We were somewhere about here with our seed drill. Oh, there it is. So if we can go over to the seed drill, this is standard now. The seed drill is part of the Big Bud DLC, and because that's standard game, I can't go modifying it. It's the files are done differently, so there's no changes that can be made to that one. Let's just back up onto here and hitch that one in. So what we'll do is we'll just set this one going up through here, planting grass, and then we will go and grab another one. We've got two more battle tractors that we can set going, so we want to get them fairly straight, fairly lined up, so that we can do this. And if we got one battle tractor there, we've got another one over here, so I can just teleport this one straight up through. This one does seem to drift around quite a bit. I'm going to start this one up this end, I think, of the map. Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. Yeah, for some strange reason, it does seem to drift quite a lot when you're not actually using it, and I'm not quite sure why. So we want to go, oh no, wrong tank. I want to go there, and then I want to go to that one, so we've got grass, and then I want to go to the back one, and I want to start unfolding that. going to unfold. Oh, no, I've unfolded the wrong one. Fold that one back up. I want to stay on the back one. And that one can start unfolding, and then we go to this one, and we can start this one up, and we can teleport this one up to this end, I think. We'll start here. So we got one in the middle, we got one at this end, and we got one at the other end. I think that'll work out quite nicely. So these will just start planting the grass, and that will keep things nice and simple. I want to change this seed here over to grass as well. There we go. You need to face down this way. And there we go. So yeah, I tried my best with that Massey Ferguson. It is able to pull things around. I was able to like change the weight of it slightly so that we did have it did kind of do some of the bits that I wanted it to do, but it's just not performing as a large tractor would. There's weights and ratios and stuff that I completely don't understand, and so I've been unable to get them to work on it properly. It is a shame, but at the same time, we know that it can be done. I've sort of gotten part way with it. I just need now someone with a lot more experience in modding to come along and save us. That is, yeah. There's an opportunity here for someone who wants maybe a modder that's not done very much, but would like me to promote your social media pages, anything like that. I've put links to whatever you want. I'm not normally given to begging in my videos. It's not something that I normally do, and so you can probably tell that I really, really want this by the amount that I'm talking about it. So yeah, I really do. I really, really want this. I think it could be so cool if we could have something like this. The little tractor, like the one that we got over there, working away in our fields. That would be absolutely incredible. It really would. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, we'll run this one up over here. We want to go just a little way. We're going to go too far. And then we can set this one planting grass as well. So we'll have a field full of grass, and it will all be fertilized as well. Set it up through here. It's getting a little bit laggy, and I'm not sure if that's just because of the seed drills that we got running or what. I'm not quite sure. Let's bring that one there. I know that we got some very heavily modified machines, and one of the changes that I made to the little tiny tractor when I was like testing it, was increasing the actual weight values of the tractor, and that did work kind of. But the issue that I had with it was that I increased it too much at one point, and it did some very weird things. So basically, the weight of the tractor was pushing it down into the bottom of the map, and it ended up not working quite as well as I'd hoped. Did some very strange things, started dancing all over the place, and then I started to get some serious lag issues on the map as well, which wasn't good. That wasn't the kind of thing that I was after. Now, hopefully those tractors will just... We'll trust them. We'll trust that they can do what they need to do. We're going to go carrying on down here. We are almost finished on today's episode. I'm actually wanting to get... Yeah, we can come in here. So the tractor, it's got a nice bit of speed on it. And if I go and ram one of these tractors, you'll see he's got a nice bit of weight behind him as well. So yeah, I've managed to increase the weight, which does help with being able to pull. It's so that it does actually like get things into it, goes into the ground, and it can drag things along. But obviously I've not got it right because it's still not pulling the stuff that we want it to pull. So there's values on there that need to be changed that I don't know how to change. Not got a clue. We'll run up here and we can check on how our course player is getting on. We got the sheep. We got all the standard machinery down through here. We haven't really done anything with that. To be honest, though, I'm not actually intending to do very much with it because I don't really see a need to. Our canola harvest here, that will soon be ready. We've got a nice big... Our first ever harvest, that was. It's still going round in circles. I'm not sure why it's going round in circles. It's something to do... Oh. It's now depositing large chunks of silage well away from the actual clamp itself. So let's go here and stop driver a minute. Oh, that's my timer going off to say that we have actually run out of time. If I just get rid of that a second. Yeah, why are you being so peculiar? There's no real need for it. I think it's probably the actual width of the silage clamp. I think it doesn't like it. I don't know why it doesn't like it, but there's something about the width of the silage clamp that it really doesn't like, which is causing it to do these strange things. So there might be a way for me to alter the silage in the XML so that it's just 100% clamped. I'm sure there is. There's got to be a way. There's a way to do just about everything. So there's got to be a way to do that somewhere. Or there's got to be a way to roll the clamp a lot faster. It's something to do with the weight values or something of the tractor. I mean, if we could do that, then maybe we could roll the clamp really fast. So if anybody knows any links to anything for rolling the clamp much faster, that would be great. I'm not going to worry about trying to pick that up right now. We've got that one there and this one here. We'll stop this. That one can stop. We can have a look here. This one here is chaff 9% compacted. And then this one over here is 33% compacted. So it is actually doing something, even if it's busy enthusiastically scooping all of our chaff off to the side of the clamp and not actually keeping it in here. We've still got the 2.6 million litres, so we'll probably do okay. We'll go for a little spin with this one. Actually, I wonder what this one's going to do if we start driving this one up and down, because I increased the weight of it. I don't know if that's going to have done very much. I mean, that is fantastic. Brilliant. It certainly does seem to like press it down quite a bit, but because we've put so much in at once, it's going to struggle to squash it down whatever we use. So maybe I need to try and find where in the various XMLs they are, and I just put it down as 100% compacted or something. That might be the way forward. We'll ignore that little bit of chaff there. My question for this week, we are going to be doing a very, very, very large sugar beet harvest at the top of the map. And in order to, well, once we've harvested it, we can either go and sell the sugar beet directly, which we've got various selling points all over the south part of the map, so we've got a fair way that we're going to have to carry whatever we do take out of there. Do you want me to do that? Do you want me to put the silage, the sugar beet, do you want me to sell all of that sugar beet immediately at, there's a sugar factory down there. So, probably at the sugar factory. Or do you want me to stockpile it somewhere? We have a great big stockpile of sugar beet, and then we will go and sell it at a later date. Quite how we will be picking it up and moving it around, I'm not quite sure, but we can sort of worry about that. Now, what I was actually going to do is I was going to start heading down this way towards where the big bud is filling up with fertilizer, because we must be getting close to doing that. I will try to find something to, some way to squash down that silage a little better. The coarse play thing doesn't seem to be working. I suspect it's because we've got an open clamp rather than one with sides on it. I think if it had sides on it, it wouldn't have these kinds of issues. But it's a minor detail. We can figure out a way to do that. My big thing is big thing is definitely this tractor. It doesn't. Well, it's not this tractor. I want a small tractor with proper power. I'd like it to be not just increased power, because I can do increased power and not just increased speed. What I'd like it to be, have like the features of, say, the big bud, so it can pull, it can drive things around. See, it stays on the ground. It does stay on the ground. And it can pull things around, and I mean I've overdone it a bit on the stopping power on the brakes, and yeah, so it operates more like a proper large tractor, just being very, very small, and will pull the machinery around and things like that. That's what I'm asking. Is there anybody out there who can do it? It would be absolutely awesome. But anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.